Hi everyone. So the last lecture on this segment is this one right here. So now we are in 2000, okay? And Greenspan is still chairman of the Fed, and he forecasts the future for 2001. Okay, so what he forecasted was the position of the long average supply schedule and short run average supply schedule and aggregate demand curve, and forecasted that aggregate demand was going to be out too far again. Okay, so his policy in 2001 was to increase the money supply. But what he could not anticipate was 9/11. Okay, so in 2000 he starts reducing, and this is a mistake here, it's reducing the money supply. I apologize for that. He wants to shift his aggregate demand curve inward. However, he did not anticipate the terrorist attack in New York City and DC. So, this forecast was way wrong. Okay? So the actual position of the aggregate demand curve was in much more because of the terrorist attack, people got real nervous and aggregate demand fell on its own because of these concerns about terrorism. So this forecast was wrong. So what I'm going to draw is two more curves. So when actually, because of the terrorist attack, the aggregate demand curve was actually this. Aggregate demand, 2001, and I'm going to put a 9/11 there, because the aggregate demand curve had shifted inward already because of the terrorist attacks. But Greenspan did not know that. So he reduces the money supply and the aggregate demand curve actually shifts down even more. Aggregate demand 2001, and I'll put A, and this is now with monetary policy. And I'll just abbreviate policy like that, by monetary like that. So, again, he forecasted the curve to be out here. He did not expect the terrorist attacks, so the aggregate demand curve actually was in much further because people were very nervous about the terrorist attacks and they were reducing aggregate demand. But since Greenspan had reduced the money supply in 2000 to have its impact in 2001, the aggregate demand curve actually shifted inward even more. So, because of his policy, output fell. And so we did have a recession in 2001 because of 2001, 2002 because of the terrorist attacks. But because of Greenspan reducing the money supply in 2000 for the expected to offset what he forecasted to be aggregate demand curve out too much, that forecast was wrong. So in a sense, he actually exacerbated the recession in 2001, 2002 by an incorrect monetary policy. So finally, after all these years, Greenspan was wrong. Now, unfortunately, the events of 9/11 was not to be applauded because Greenspan finally made a mistake. Again, it was because of a pretty tragic reason. So what the summary is, for 10 years, Greenspan was forecasting things pretty accurately and monetary policy seemed to make sense. But in 2001, his forecasts were wrong because he did not anticipate 9/11. And that was Milton Friedman's point, is that you can forecast, but you just don't know what's going to happen. I mean, just like the coronavirus. If we're sitting in November of 2019 to try to forecast what the coronavirus is going to do in 2020 is a very difficult thing to do. So, I'm going to stop here, and this is the last lecture to get prepared for Thursday. And this will be the last new material for our exam a week from this Thursday. Okay, see you guys tomorrow morning.